Okay, so this is my battle against idolpages for Zebra's Ruuber tournament. If you don't know what that is, then basically you have an Uber and the rest of your team is RU and below and stuff. So basically the reason this is so fast and speedy and stuff is because it was DC, but and also some random stuff keeps showing up because I keep trying to check things and do stuff and be stupid, which isn't really hard for me to do. Anyways, basically the Ruuber format was invented by NBZ and friends, where you just have what they call the general of the team, and then the rest of your team is the army, and yeah. And Zebra decided to be a sick and twisted person, make a tournament for it or something like that. Because I'm supposed to be bitter or something, I guess. I don't know. This is my round two match because round one was a bye because apparently people can't battle until December 5th next year. So well, this year. At the time, it was next year, but I think he meant January 5th, and that's when the round ended rather. So yeah, this is the part where DC's where I was going to bring out something I forget what though. So now we're going to have the proper match and proper speed where I can actually talk about what's going on. So his team is full of a lot of stuff that is just it just wrecks. I mean, honestly, man, I'm honestly just I don't know. So here we go. Since at DC we just did same moves, or at least the same as we could get them, things didn't go quite as planned because, of course, when I use moves, they just have to decide to not hit. So he leaves a subtile, and I was like, okay, I know that Ludicolo isn't exactly the bulkiest thing ever, but what honestly can he do to me? And he leaves storms and takes me out in one hit. And I'm just like, oh, fiddlesticks. So now I have to figure out how I'm going to deal with his Kyogre and stuff without my Swift Swimmer, because I brought that mostly because it was going to be a Tentacool at one point without the Violite, because that's just how I am. And now I switch out to Cradily, and last time I hit that Rock Slide, but now we're just going to have a miss fest where everybody misses everything they ever did in their entire life. So he misses, I miss, he misses his child's recital, I miss a baseball game or two, and I keep trying to throw rocks at him because throwing rocks can tend to harm people a little bit. But when you're a ghost, you don't get that hurt by them, as you can see right here. He doesn't flinch or anything, but he misses his Will-O-Wisp again. So now I'm like, well, at this point in the match last time, I had a curse up and he had me burned, so I guess I'll just see if I can get the curse up and he can hit his Will-O-Wisp, because I was trying to... When moves miss like that, it's kind of hard to tell whether or not things happen or not. But since we've had things go kind of differently here, I just decided to go for another curse here because, I mean, things went differently because of how things went, and I didn't have to go for Rock Slide as much because I didn't hit them, and he didn't get as many. Well, he didn't hit his Will-O-Wisp until later on, so we just have this whole rigmarole going on of stupid stuff happening because of DCs. But now that I have +2 defense, I will be able to actually survive the close combat from his Gallade when it comes in 1 second here, after I recover up almost all the damage that he did to me before. And judging by the fact that he was able to kill me last turn, because I know Credely's not a lightweight, I'm pretty sure he's banded. It makes sense. And banded Gallade is a monster, especially in RU. So he's going to close combat me down real low. And I decided to just go for a Seed Bomb because I know Rock Slide wouldn't do anything and it would just be pointless to go for Rock Slide. And I do a lot, but it doesn't really matter too much. Had I not gotten burned, I mean, I didn't really think of Dusk Noir being on my opponent's teams. I guess I was just more so concerned about whether or not they were going to have Credily or not. Not Credily. I'm using Credily. Um, what's that dumb thing's name? Cresselia, that's it. I was afraid of Cresselia because Cresselia just recently got tiered RU because people stopped using it. Anyways, I decide to try and just get this thing dead by going for Shadow Sneak, I think. But I think, actually I know he's going to switch because he probably has Shadow Sneak or something on this, so he'll probably want to keep it just in case he needs it for late game sweeping or something. I don't know. It's a possibility. So I decided to go for the Draco Meteor because I knew that he wasn't going to stay in. So I'm going to Draco Meteor this Dusk Noir, and I was like, okay, here's hoping that Giratina can kill him in 2 hits. Because a filled out Giratina origin form is just a one-way ticket to victory in some cases, but in other cases it's not. I wonder how this match would have gone if I used Mewtwo, because Mewtwo has been able to save me in a lot of matches where Ubers are allowed. But I don't know, I decided this would be the best thing to use because I like Giratina. It's so good. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. So out comes his Uber now, his Kyogre, and I'm afraid now because I don't have any of my grass types left. And not like it matters, but Cradley didn't have Storm Drain, it had Suction Cup because you can't get Curse and Seed Bomb on whatever it's called, Storm Drain. Despite the immunity, it didn't really come into play here. I mean, the only thing it would have helped me out with was something later. I'm going to fodder out my Scyther. I know it's kind of dumb to fodder out Scyther, but I didn't want to stay in with Giratina because I knew Giratina would be quintessential to possible victory. So now I'm going to go out to Frizz. I was trying to call it like, a fizzling sound or whatever, but I decided to throw in an R in there for no reason. So he's going to switch out, making me think he's probably Specs or something. I don't know. No, wait, he just wanted to get the Motor Drive boost, that's right. He's got a Scarfed Electivire, so that works in this sense, because back in OU people would have laughed at you, but in RU, Electivire actually does stuff. So I'm going to go out to my Sand Opan, Japanese name, weird, Sandslash, and going to hopefully do something here. I decided to go for Toxic in case he wanted to go into his Kyogre, but I also debated setting up Rocks, but Rocks didn't really... I mean, if I'd gotten up Rocks, it really wouldn't have done much of anything. And on my original plan for this team, I had Tentacool, and I had this thing on here to set up Rocks, and I gave it Rapid Spin, and I was like, well, if I have Rapid Spin on this, then I can just have Tentacool without anything, and I'll just get rid of Tentacool, and I replaced it with Ludicolo. And I thought Ludicolo would have been able to take the hit better, but I guess I should have just invested in the special defense and used that set that I was using that one time that was working against that one guy, weakest. So he's going to Waterfall me and get a crit, which I calced it. It would have killed me either way, which I guess I just underestimated the power of Sharpedo. I kind of figured Bold max defense, but I guess he is in rain, he has Life Orb and everything else, but still. So now I go back out to my Giratina, and if I go for Shadow Sneak, I know it won't do that much, and I honestly wasn't expecting him to just go for Protect, but he does, I guess, just because he wants to be able to make sure he can outspeed me or something, despite the fact that after +1 I'm pretty sure he does anyway. But whatever. It's not really that important right now. So he's going to go for the Crunch, and oh my god, this does a ton. I just underestimate the power of Sharpedo because, honestly, before Heart Gold, during Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and 4th Gen and stuff, Sharpedo really couldn't do that much besides Aqua Jet, but now it's got Speed Boost, so it can do quite a lot more. But, he comes out with Gallade again, and I'm like, did he forget I have Shadow Sneak, or maybe he thought he'd be faster for some reason? I don't know. I know Gallade isn't 90 base, or at least it's not faster than Giratina, but now I'm going to be at the mercy of his last few pokes, those being his Sceptile and his Kyogre. So I'm going to try and just go for the Shadow Sneak because I don't want to switch because it's pointless. He is, I'm guessing, Specs. I have never really confirmed it or denied it. I know he doesn't have any recoil or anything, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be running that many Scarfed pokes, and Scarf Sceptile is kind of overkill because it kind of already outspeeds majority of Ubers anyway. But I'm going to go out Frizz again, and I'm hoping that I can take a hit and kill him off. No wait, he has this Electivire and Kyogre left, alright. So I'm going to get the Signal Beam off and kill him, but it doesn't matter because he's just going to go out to Electivire and kill me with the Scarf Earthquake. So yeah, that was a good game, Idle Pages. I made so many dumb mistakes. Had I just kept Ludicolo alive and like switched first turn to Cradley, because Cradley was especially defensively bulky and everything, I just think it would have gone differently, and I don't know, I just wasn't thinking this match, to be honest. And ironically, when Freeze dies, the game freezes and then DCs, so whatever, there's probably some metaphor in there. Definitely check out Zebra again, just in case you didn't before, and I guess check out Idle Pages. I'll put his link in the description, and I guess I'd better get to doing other stuff now.